Hey guys, today we're going to talk about what to expect your first year, part two. So it's basically what to do about those normal experiences we talked about yesterday that feel kind of hellish. So let's just go ahead and dive in. The first thing we talked about yesterday was imposter syndrome. So here's what I want you to try. And with all these things, like try things, see what works for you, ditch what doesn't, totally fine. With imposter syndrome, I want you to rest in what's true. So even if you're a total sham, you do have a degree and a license. Even if you're full of shit, you've helped a number of people with the demons that have plagued them. Even if you're skating by, you've invested time and energy in trainings and supervision, and you can speak to the efficacy of your clinical experience in a way that a lay person couldn't. So give yourself a little credit and check in with supportive people, and do not give into the drama of I'm not good enough. Let's talk about boom and bust. This is not a sexy answer. Save money during the booms. It's going to make the bust periods less stressful. So use some of your free time during the bust to work your marketing plan, and also some of your free time to do things that are pleasurable and restorative. So practice what you preach. Optimism and pessimism, remind yourself at both extremes that the other is coming. So if you're like me, amidst the optimistic times, it's really hard to put any energy towards what feels negative. But it helps with the pessimistic times because it helps it feel less shocking. So when you're pessimistic, sure, throw yourself a pity party. There's no shame in that. I can throw a doozy. But don't invest too much time and energy there, because you're always going to come back around to optimism, right? Comparison. So what you need to remember is that the data you're getting from comparing yourself doesn't actually tell you anything. It's like having an increase in the sale of sweater vests the same year as an increase in the cost of cell towers. I know it feels the same since you're both in private practice, but there are too many variables to make the comparison actually worth it. Getting stuck in scarcity mode. Expect it. It's a part of this whole thing. My business is called Abundance Practice Building, and I would be an absolute liar if I said I was connected to abundance all the time. Scarcity grabs a hold of me sometimes too. So the goal isn't to avoid scarcity all the time. It's to get out of it as quickly as you can when you recognize that you're there. So feel the fear and just keep marching forward. Lessons learned the hard way was another one we talked about. And I'm so sorry that business is so much like life in this way. My advice for minimizing these experiences is to consult. Have as much comprehensive information as you can going forward as you possibly can. So find someone you trust, ask them where they screwed up. My list is so long, it's almost embarrassing. And I'm not ashamed to tell folks how to avoid some of those pits that I've fallen into. So some people are ashamed. Those aren't the people to go to. The Abundance Party has a bunch of this information throughout to help you really streamline. You can check that out at abundanceparty.com. The next one is that some therapists are assholes. You have to be so careful who you spend your time with in these early stages. It's kind of like being a freshman in high school. You're young, you're impressionable, and a bad influence can really impact what you do going forward. So if someone's rude or negative or discouraging or miserly or otherwise less than welcoming, please go elsewhere. Don't waste your time with them. There are lovely, kind, generous therapists around you. You just need to find them. And if you can find one person, they probably know more. So if you happen to live in some hellish place that's just full of jerks, spend more time in the online communities that support you. If you want to be surrounded by people who are really working on their private practice, then the Abundance Party, again, is a really great place to go. All right, so the next thing is that some of us are great fakers. So what I'd like you to do is to just assume that everyone has some level of struggle, because that's what's true. Maybe their practice is indeed full, but they're really overwhelmed. Maybe their reputation is intimidatingly stellar, but I promise you that they struggle with imposter syndrome sometimes about something. So let's all just kind of step back and remember that we don't know people's lives unless they let us in on the complete picture, which is still pretty impossible to know. So burnout, sleep, play, self-care it up. Stop putting so much damn pressure on yourself. Get the good CEUs, get into therapy, take a vacation. Yes, even as you're building. It doesn't have to be built for you to be allowed to take some time. Seek consultation with your peers. Accept the fact that you're burned out. I see denial all the time, and it never works. I think that there can be some healthy denial in some instances, but not with burnout. With burnout, we have to approach life differently. Confidence. So if you have reached this place in confidence in your first year, I want you to share. I want you to be generous with your colleagues. I want you to breathe. Take long lunches. Once you have the confidence up and running, give some of that big-hearted support to the people around you. Refer the people that aren't your clients to the therapists that love working with them. Relax into it. That sense of being on your way that you might have when you've found this confidence place is exactly right. So just stay in there. If you do not have a plan for how to get clients, all of this, except maybe the confidence, is going to last a lot longer than the first year. If you don't have a plan, come join us in the Abundance Party. We've got a marketing fundamentals course. We've got a how to niche course. We've got what to say when, which gives you the language so that those seemingly awkward conversations are a lot smoother, from how to schedule that first person to rent negotiations for your office. We've also got monthly trainings. We've got a one-on-one with me available every month, and the amazing Abundance Party Facebook group. You can check that out at abundanceparty.com. It's spelled like abundance party, but I like to make it more fun than that. All right, I hope that that's helpful. I'll see y'all later.